Hi, I just thought I'd pop into your feed. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, content creators, and I'm really enjoying them. And they discuss like their self-care, their books they're reading, TV shows. Right now they're decorating for fall, which I love. It's my favorite season, and it's entertaining and it's light. And since I'm at the point now where I'm trying to live with fewer regrets, and I just want to throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks. So I thought I'd start with a video about what I like to do, like what sort of soothes me, or how my day goes. Since walking has always been so important to me. It's what I do. It's how I basically self-regulate. So my new routine is I find walking in the mornings, which is my favorite time, is the best. So I just roll out of bed, dress, and head out the door, right? It's quieter. It's before the heat or the humidity in the summer hits. And it starts my day. Like I start my day on a solid footing, so no matter what else happens, I have my walk in. It also works for me being a morning person, that I just love light this time of time. But also that if I get into something like a routine or a project, I'm not like later in the afternoon or morning going, oh, I got to get my walk in. I got to get my walk in. I have my walk in already, so it just sets me up for the day ahead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this video, because this is definitely a major thing for me, is my walks in the mornings and just movement. And then I think I will explore other things I like to do, and just maybe, edit them all together, put it out there and publish, and see what happens, right? Like, nobody watches it, or a few people watch it and enjoy it and get an idea, but I'm not going to have that regret. I'm not going to have the regret of, I should have, I could have, I would have. I'm going to try this, explore it, and then see what happens. So, I'm actually on my way. I've actually gone, I go halfway. I do like, just over 40 minutes. So I've already done, I'm on my way back. I guess I just want to say I'm on my way back. So that is it. That's what I'm going to be doing and trying. So, hope you pop in. Hope you like it. Please comment. Let me know if it's good content, bad content, like what you got out of it, and that's it. So I'll take some more videos later today after my coffee, and we'll see what happens. Okay? Get out and walk. Movement, can't beat it. Bye. Hi, part 2 in my series of things I enjoy, and that would be reading. I've always been a reader. It is just something, it was my way to escape. It's still my way to escape. My genre growing up and way into adulthood were cozy mysteries. Miss Marple, Hercule Poirot. So I thought I'd share you a few of my favorite cozy series that I read. They all have at least 4 books in them. A few have, the first one actually is Coffee House Mystery by Cleo Coyle. She has at least a dozen books in them. Again, all these books I recommend reading by publication date, because even though each book is a solid one mystery, if you read them in a series, you get to know her, people that come into her life, people that come out of her life. And this is for all 4 books I'm going to recommend. So like I said, the first one is Coffee House Mystery by Cleo Coyle, and it takes place in a coffee house main character runs in Greenwich Village. The second is Ground Rules Mysteries by Emilian Duncan, and this is a young woman that runs a coffee cart. The third is Scottish Bookshop Mystery by Paige Shelton. I really enjoy this. It's a young woman that moves to Scotland, of course, to work in a bookstore. So you have all the history in Scotland, and I quite enjoy them. There's at least 7 or 8 of them, and she's still publishing them, I think. And the fourth one is Tourist Trap Mystery by Lynn Cahoon. This takes place, I think, in California. She runs a bookshop and a cafe, and again, individual mysteries, but it's her life, who she's meeting all the way through. So definitely I would recommend those 4 if you're looking for a cozy mystery series. And the other genre that I've gotten into recently is fantasy. Like, I didn't grow up with fantasy, so it's been very interesting. The fantasy books I've read, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I don't mess them up. The Sarah Manis series of A Court of Thorn and Roses. I read that series, and I read the first 2 books in Throne of Glass. What I liked about both of those series is that they have strong female characters, right? They're flawed, they fail, they make mistakes, but they get up and do it. And I really appreciate that. Nothing turns me off a book more than a whiny female character who's waiting for someone to come and rescue her. Like, I don't want to listen to it. I don't want anything to do with it. And I don't want young women to have anything to do with it. I want young women to read about vibrant, flawed female characters that are strong, that are actually doing the best that they can and not waiting for someone to rescue them. And that. The other fantasy I read recently, which I found out after I read it that it's the first in the series, is called Throne of the Fallen. It started off really confusing for me because he was like sort of, or he or she, I'm not sure the sex of the author, was laying the foundation. But once I got into the story, the foundation made sense and I started to enjoy it. It has a lot of swearing in it, so if that's not your thing, give it a bypass. The other one I read recently was A Study in Drowning. It's a dark academia. Both this Throne of the Fallen and A Study in Drowning were recommended by a summer student we had, and she recommended it because they're definitely not 2 that I would have automatically been gravitated to, but I quite enjoyed them. And I've also read like the Fourth Wing series and that. And I've always been a fan of Lord of the Rings, so I should put that aside. But I'm going to show you what I'm currently reading. I just picked them up at the library, so I can't give a review or anything on them. But the first is A Village Library Demon Hunting Society. Okay. A librarian with a knack for solving murders realizes there is something decidedly supernatural afoot in her little town in this cozy fantasy mystery. Fantasy mystery. Can't get better. The other book I picked up was the Book of Alchemy, A Creative Practice for Inspired Life, A Guide to the Art of Journaling, and a meditation on the central questions of life by best-selling author of Between Two Kingdoms. I have not read Between Two Kingdoms, so if you have, let me know what you thought of them. The line that resonated with me was, she shares everything she's learned about how this life-altering practice, journaling, can help us tap into mystical, seemingly divine traits that exist in every human. Creativity. So those are what I just picked up. And I should also say the other thing I've always read is, I'm going to call them self-help for lack of a better word, because I think that's likely where they're at. But self-help on creativity, I've always been drawn to those. Like, of course, Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic. I've read Julie Cameron's The Artist's Way, like when it was published, like over 20 years ago. And I do that every few years, my morning pages, my artist dates, things like that. So, The Art of War is another one I've read. So I'm always interested in those. So that's about it for my reading journey. If you have any cozy mysteries that you could recommend or fantasies that you could recommend, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear about them. And now I am just going to go on to my next video later today and finish them up because I want to post them today. Okay, thanks for listening and following along. Bye. Hi, this is the last in the videos of what lights me up and maybe you getting to know me a bit better. I've always liked to do crafts, knitting, crocheting, making a wreath. I started getting into painting. There's painting tutorials on Facebook. Jessie Robertson, Keep It Colorful, and she does painting tutorials at least twice a week, variety from birds to flowers to scenes. They're about 2 hours long and they're free, so if you're interested in that. The other thing that I've been doing is paint by numbers, and that is currently what I'm doing, is a large paint by numbers. And so I'm going to show you that. So I'm just going to click it. I'm going to move and click it so you can see it. Okay. There it goes. And it's really funny. I think different people start differently. Like, as you can see, I usually I go in the middle, I pick a color, and I start that color, and then I keep doing that color and I move out. And the next time I'll sit down and I'll pick a different color around the middle and I'll move out. So as you can see, the colors are all over. And I know that's how I do it. Like, I have a friend that does paint by numbers, and she starts at the top and just works her way down. So she's always changing colors all the time, right? Like, because, like, paint color 1 is next to paint color 5, whereby I'm doing all 3s and then all 4s that I can see in the painting. Anyways, that's how I do it. And I quite enjoy it. I highly recommend it. Like, I know people do puzzles, and I think it's likely the same thing or close to the same thing, where you're focused, you're just in the moment, you're either looking for your puzzle piece or you got your paintbrush and you're just filling in the numbers, you're scanning and look for the other numbers. So I really like it. I hope this turns out. I'll show you when it's done. It's going to take a while because I have other things I want to do besides work on this. But that's about it. So I hope that you enjoyed my walk, my book recommendations, Cozy Mysteries and Fantasies, and just one of the things I like to do, this paint by numbers. So I'm going to post this today, and hope for the best. So I hope it's a Friday here, so I hope everybody's having a good Friday and have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.